First and foremost, before we get started, I like to give all praises and honor and glory to Yahweh by Hashem, Yahweh Shai by Hashem, Rikakadash, and to belongs to those great millstone, while lunch is truth, and also to those elect that is scattered abroad. I like to say, Shalom. Come back here today with another great powerful lesson through the spirit and the power of Yahweh by Hashem, Yahweh Shai. And the title of today's lesson is, Therefore the prudent shall keep silent. So I like to say, Shalom to all that is learn. Hope this will be today and guide you back in the path of righteousness and back to your true power, which in fact is Yahweh by Hashem, Yahweh Shai. So before we start today's lesson, I have a quick Google search here, and it says Google clarifies inappropriate content in advertising policy update. So we won't read the article, but pretty much what it's saying is that it is going into what it would call the sensitive events section, which includes like talking about national disasters, talking about political issues, anything about health crisis, some type of act of terrorism, conflicts, violence, misinformation, and also it's going into what you call censorship and also freedom of speech. So a lot of things that we seeing that is constantly beginning to happen. You know, the first of 2024, I put out a video also about T-Mobile, and they came out with a policy called the Shaft Act, which in fact it goes into sex, hate, alcohol, firearms, and tobacco. So one thing about it is that, you know, if they deem something that you are saying that is they feel that it's something that you're saying is hate speech or any other type of thing that they deem that they feel that it's not going against the government or going against their policy, they will deem it, you know, as hate speech or misinformation or some type of deal whereby they will take your video down. So you understand what I'm saying? Got to be very careful with this lesson. So it's going into those type of things. So we seeing that, you know, these things are constantly picking up, and also we knowing that what famine of the word is getting ready to come upon us. You know, so right now it's time to seek the Lord while he can be found through his mouthpiece, through the prophets. And also we're making these videos left and right, but it's getting ready to come to a close. The Lord's getting ready to shut the mouthpiece up. Our tongues are getting ready to cleave to our mouth. And a lot of people that are still an unbeliever, are gamesayers, are constantly scoffing and mocking. It's getting ready to be a thing of the past. And also, you know what I'm saying? You know, we're at the beginning of what? Of sorrow, also what Jacob's trouble. So that time of trouble is getting ready to come upon us that we have never seen before. And also we seeing that they putting these things in place because talking about for sensitive events and not about we're not ignorant of Satan's device. And also we knowing that they get ready to come with this new digital society. And also it will be digital programmable and also implantable. So under your skin, that grain of rice is getting ready to come into play. And also what universal basic income, you know, so also these digital IDs, a lot of things are coming down the pipeline. So some type of event is getting ready to come upon us. Also, we already have rumors of what civil unrest, civil war. Also, we already know that what's going on in Yemen is getting ready to spill over into America, Babylon the Great. So a lot of things are constantly happening each and every day, simultaneously. You know, one thing about it, the Lord is visiting the earth that he created. And although we're seeing that these scourges, these plagues are coming up on us on every side, and one thing they constantly intensify, you know what I'm saying, right before what? The great and glorious return of Yahweh by Hashem, Yahweh Shai. So we're seeing right now, Google clarified inappropriate content and advertising policy, you know what I'm saying, update. So everyone, you know what I'm saying, T-Mobile started, so we already know all these cellular providers, you know, whoever you have service with is getting ready. All of them gonna go. It's gonna happen one behind another. So all of them, it's gonna come a time where you won't be able to find certain content, you know, on Google, on YouTube, on TikTok. A lot of these sites are getting ready to be shut down. Pretty much they want to shut the whole internet is going to be shut down very soon. They're already telling you about rolling blackout, cyber attack, power grid out. Also this polar vortex, this Arctic blast that's moving through the U.S. So we seeing snow, hail, and different things already. Reports of power outages in certain states around America. So a lot of these things are constantly happening. Also, I did a lesson the other day, and I had put in whereby that J.P. Morgan, it was saying about it was rumors. You know what I'm saying? So I'm trying to clarify that it was rumors that they said could file bankruptcy January 23rd. It's only rumors. It has not been confirmed. I don't know whether I made it more clear or not, but I'm making it clarifying that, and just in case someone might have got misinformed. But one thing about it, they are only rumors, So, but one thing about it, we're not ignorant of Satan's devices. We're gonna measure the time diligently. We knowing that it's not if it's going to happen. It's when it's going to happen. You know what I'm saying? It's going to happen. You know what I'm saying? Hey, but one thing about it is that we know that we're coming upon this time. So we seeing that they're constantly putting things in place. The devil's getting ready to come down with great wrath, and we're constantly warning. So I have one quick video, just a quick lesson through the Spirit. And also we know that famine of the words come. It's time to seek the Lord. A lot of people still are not considered. All these things are going on all around the world. The end is being manifested right before our eyes. In the end, we're living in the end time, real time, right before our eyes. Things are happening. So one thing about it, hey man, it's speaking loud and clear. Hey, it's in plain sight. So we'll start this one quick video, and then after the video, we'll start the lesson for more edification purpose on this article. And after the video, we'll start the lesson, and I hope that you will get edified. Salaki.
Anyway, so this is what's going on in Google. I have friends in tech, like very high up in tech, that are monitoring the situation. He said, whoa, all right. He says, I got this email, Ides of March are on there, prepping now. Dear advertiser, in February 2024, Google will update the inappropriate content policy to clarify the definition of sensitive events. A sensitive event is an unforeseen event or development that creates significant risk to Google's ability to provide high-quality, relevant information and ground truth, and reduce insensitive or exploitative content and prominent and monetized features. During a sensitive event, we may take a variety of actions to address these risks. Examples of sensitive events include significant social, cultural, or political impacts, such as civil emergencies, natural disasters, public health emergencies, terrorism, and related activities, conflict, or mass acts of violence. Examples of what's prohibited: products or services that exploit, dismiss, or condone the sensitive event, including price gouging or artificially inflating prices that prohibits, restricts access to vital supplies, sales of products, blah, blah. Okay. So my buddy's like, it's on. They're prepping. They're ready to do it. And I said, what does that mean? He said, Google is changing their terms of service to get ready for a major event, controlling the way advertisers and publishers are allowed to talk about it in very specific ways. Hints as to what the event is are in the text. They mention inflation, price gouging, mass violence, victim blaming, and a bunch of stuff. Just read the text of it. So they will be able to turn off and shut down anyone using Google Ads, publishers, content creators, advertisers that don't toe the line in the next unforeseen event. They call it a sensitive event. This would include all advertising on Google Search, AdSense, YouTube. They say that they are about to make these changes to the TOS, but when you go to the website to see the new TOS, they aren't updated yet. They're getting prepped. I'm sure they have lawyers working on this, internal training going on, putting special moderators in place. Okay, so what I predict, which I'm never totally right on, but I usually rhyme, like I'm usually within the ballpark, is some form of banking collapse that will be controlled. Like, don't be afraid of any of this shit, guys, at all. So no access to money in a bank for maybe a week. They don't want to go too long because they don't want to actually lose the system. They want you guys to stay alive and functional. They just want you really afraid. And then the solution will be central bank digital currency sent directly to your phone and universal basic income. But you'll still, and to bring that about, they may have to do an event, because every major move needs a story behind it. Whether it was 9/11.
So you see, so I don't want that, that's enough of that. So you seeing was Basically, he's getting ready to go down sensitive event. But one thing about it, we already know what that sensitive event is going to be. It's going to be Jacob's trouble, the hour of temptation. So we'll start today's lesson, just a quick lesson through the Spirit. And once again, I hope that you will get edified. We'll start today's lesson in the book of Amos, chapter 5, and verse 13. He said, therefore, the prudent shall keep silent in that time, for it is an evil time. So one thing about it is that, we know we're coming upon that evil time. Say, hey, man, we are very close. So before we let's go to the interstellar of Prudent. Let's look this up right quick. Let's get a little bit more edification here. Let's go to Prudent, Amos chapter 13. Let's go to that. Let's get a little bit edification. Let's go to the root word of this. Let's go to 879:19. Let's see what Prudent. See what we got here. It says here,
Strong's H7919, Sachel.
So let's see what it reads. It says here, the biblical online usage. It said to be prudent, be circumspect, wisely, understand. It says what? Prosper. Let's see what else we have here. It said to be prudent, be circumspect. So you already know to be circumspect. To mean, to look around, to be aware of your environment, knowing what time that we're living in, knowing, hey, man, that, hey, we are living in the end time. You know what I'm saying? It said, look right here, it said to look at or upon have insight. And who have insight? The prophets, the true believers of Yahweh, by Hashem Yahushua, the one that's constantly sighing and crying, warning you of these impending dangers. To give attention to, consider, ponder, be prudent. Prudent going to what? Being wise. To have insight, have comprehension. And who have comprehension? And one thing about it, that those are the 1/3. You know what I'm saying? The house of David started with the 144, and also the true believers. So we seeing, hey, man, these things, man, lining up to call to consider, give insight, teach. The teachers, the wise. And who are the teachers? The teachers, the wise, those are what? The prophets that are in the highways and the byways, making these videos, making these video epistle, it's constantly warning you about everything that's going on around the world simultaneously. The Lord said this gospel shall be preached throughout the four corners of the earth. Why? Because we were scattered, throughout the four corners of the earth. And he said, then shall the end come. So we are very close to that time. We're seeing, things are just, at the end it shall speak and not lie. We're seeing it. So let's drop down here. Let's go to the strong definition. Let's see what else we got here in the strong definition. It said make or act circumspect. It said and hence intelligent, consider, expert, instruct, prosper, prudent. See what else we got here. Something else I was looking for. It says to have good success, teach, have to make understanding, wisdom, behave, self-consider, make wise, guide, wittily. So one thing about it is that wisdom and knowledge should be what the stability of the time. So the proof, we were foreseeing what the evil, what's coming upon this earth at a fast pace. And out about these evils are growing all around us. So we seeing what Google is getting ready to do February the 24th. We already know that T-Mobile already has started this Shaft Act. So, I did a lesson on it, I think about a month or so back. And one thing about that, we getting very close to the famine of the world. So now let's go here. Just a quick lesson through the Spirit once again. Let's go here. Let's go back to let's go into the KJV. Let's go in this version here. Let's get out of Blue Letter for right quick. Let's go here to I start in Revelation chapter 12 and verse 12, because that's pretty much where we at. Revelation chapter 12 and verse 12. Let's go here. And it reads, said, therefore rejoice ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil is come down unto you, having great wrath, because he knowing that his time, that he has but a short time. So one thing about it, he's seeing that, things that is going on all around the world. He's knowing that the prophets on the highways and byways. He's seeing that, that his His government is constantly crumbling all around. This nation is divided. It cannot stand. We already know, we read upon that great economic collapse. We already know we're at the end of the dollar. Also, we know we get ready to go into this digital society, this new world order. That grain and rice is going to work hand in hand with a digital currency, going to work hand in hand with the universal basic income, also hand in hand with that grain and rice, the MOTB. So we seeing that we're here. And also, hey, man, he's getting ready to perform his enterprise while they constantly putting these things in place. The censorship, freedom of speech, misinformation, all sorts of things. So it's going to be very hard to put out this truth, because one thing about it, it's all through spirit and power. Yahweh, by Hashem Yahushua. The Lord is getting ready to bring this truth to a close, and also the Lord's getting ready to bring forth that judgment that you have never seen before. Jacob's trouble, it is at the door, and who will be the most in trouble? The entire globe will be in trouble, but who will be the most in trouble will be the Negroes, the Latinos, and also the native Indians. And that about, I'm talking to you. It's time to seek your true power while he can be found, because this devil is getting ready to, hey man, he's getting ready to roll it out. So let's go here to 2 Corinthians, quick lesson through the Spirit. 2 Corinthians chapter 2 and verse 11. 2 Corinthians chapter 2 and verse 11 said, lest Satan should get an advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices. So we seeing that he's trying to get that advantage. You know what I'm saying? What is that advantage? His agenda. You know what I'm saying? His mindset, his plot, his plan, which in fact is the new world order, a digital society, a beast banking system. It's coming. It's getting ready to come online very soon. That's how we seeing all these rumors of wars all over the place. Civil unrest. You know what I'm saying? Civil war also is already reports of terrorist attacks going to be across America. Already saying that the Yemen, these Houthi rebels already had said that, in retaliation of bombing Yemen, they're getting ready to bring it to American soil. You know what I'm saying? So one thing about it, we already know that it's going to be invasion of America. It's going to be sedition among men. A lot of these things are coming out of pipeline very quickly. It's time to be prudent. It's time to be wise. It's time to consider. You know what I'm saying? Because we're living in the end time, real time. We're here, whether you believe it or not. And one thing about it, the Lord said, they shall seek me early, but they shall not find me. Because one thing about it, the Lord is bringing it to a close right before our eyes. The Lord is getting ready to show his power, you know what I'm saying, with great glory and great power. You know what I'm saying? Hey, man, the Lord's getting ready to show up and show out. He's already here. And one thing about it, it's constantly growing. It's constantly intensified, because the Lord is coming. The Lord is coming, whether you will hear or whether you will forbear. So let's read this again. It says 2 Corinthians chapter 2 and verse 11, it said, lest Satan should get an advantage of us, for we're not ignorant of his devices. So one thing about it, when you go into that word Satan, it's talking about the physical counterpart of Satan, which in fact is the modern day so-called white man, the devil that the Bible speaks of. And one thing about what is his devices, when you go into that word device, it goes into his mindset, his agenda, his plan, his plot, which in fact is total control. Track and tag everyone on the plane. You will not be able to buy or sell. So that sensitive event, is getting ready. So they putting all sorts of things in place. They're moving in warp speed, because he's seeing that his days is determined. So let's get that right quick. We seeing, he's coming down. He's trying to get that advantage. What is that advantage? Total control. Hey, man, we're here. We're seeing it. And one thing about it, he's getting ready to try to muffle this truth. So the truth has already went out. The truth has been declared. That's why, they're butthurt. Hey, man, they seeing that, hey, man, hey, their time is almost short. It's almost up. So let's go here to Job, just random scriptures. Job chapter 14 and verse 5. Job chapter 14, let's get a little bit more of this on this here. Job chapter 14 and verse 5. It's a quick lesson through the Spirit. And it reads, it says, seeing his days are determined, the number of his months are with thee. Thou hast appointed his bound that he cannot pass. So that's where we at. You know what I'm saying? He's in that short season. And one thing about, we're in that transition of power. We're in the birth pain. We're seeing that, hey, man, the Lord is getting ready to to bring one down and set up another. That's that transition of power. Esau is the end of this temporal world right now, what we're seeing right now. And Jacob is the beginning of it that followed, the world without end. That's the kingdom of heaven that dwells in righteousness. So he's seeing that his days are determined. That's why he's moving so quickly. You know what I'm saying? He's seeing, hey, great fear is falling upon him. You know, one thing about it, he feel like that he cannot rule, no one else can. But one thing about it, he's in for a rude awakening. The Lord is getting ready to what? To cut him off forever. Say, hey, man, we're very close. Let's go here to Second Ezra chapter 16 and verse 40. Straight to the point. Second Ezra chapter 16 and verse 40. Second Ezra chapter 16 and verse 40. And it reads, O my people, hear my words. Make you ready to thy battle, and in those evils be even as pilgrims upon the earth. So one thing about it is you got to make yourself ready for the battle. What is that battle? Jacob's trouble, a time of trouble that we have never seen before. It's fast to approach. And one thing about it, we're going to constantly trust and believe in Yahweh by Hashem Yahushua. We knowing that supernatural intervention is getting ready to come into play. We know that the enemy is getting ready to come down with a flood when we go to Isaiah chapter 59 and 19. We already knowing that. And the Lord is going to lift up a stand, a way for us to escape. Because what we fear the Lord, we love the Lord. And not about we put our total trust in Yahweh by Hashem Yahushua. We know that the Lord is the only way and he is the only answer. And not about our true power, which in fact is Yahweh by Hashem Yahushua. So one thing about it, the Lord will provide for, the Lord will sustain us. And also the Lord's getting ready to come to do what? To deliver us with great glory and great power. Whoo, we cannot wait. So now let's go here to Jeremiah chapter 30. Jeremiah chapter 30 and let's start at verse 6. Jeremiah chapter 30 and verse 6. Salakia. I went to Job one moment. Jeremiah, slow it down a little bit. Jeremiah chapter 30 and verse 6. And it reads, ask ye now and see whether a man doeth travail with child. Wherefore do I see every man with his hands on his loins, as a woman in travail, and all faces are turned into paleness. So we coming upon that time, great vexation. It's a lot of sorrow and despair. A lot of people is going to be bugged out of their mind. A lot of people going to give up the ghost when it's this time of trouble come. A lot of people are not unawares. And one thing about it, it's going to come upon you like a thief in a night, like a snare or a trap. And a lot of people going to get caught up in it. And a lot of people going trust in the strength of Egypt. So we have free money here. We're here to help you. These lying wonders. One thing about a lot of people going to take it, and one thing about, and you will be totally destroyed according to Revelation chapter 14. Hey, you will have to suffer that second death, which in fact is the lake of fire. What is the lake of fire? That is America, Babylon the Great. This place is getting ready to be a lake of fire, whether you believe it or not. Verse 7. It is said, at last, for that day is great, so that none is like it. It is even the time of Jacob's trouble, but he shall be saved out of it. Who shall be saved out? Those are the true believers of Yahweh by Hashem Yahushua, starting with the prophet, the 144, and also the men and women. The one that followed the Lord over 2,000 years ago. The Lord is only coming back for the elect, the one that was preordained from the beginning. The Lord is coming back, with great glory and great power, man. We cannot wait. The Lord is coming. The Lord is coming. So now let's go here to Mark. No, let's go here to Ecclesiastes, Sirach, chapter 32 and verse 14. Let's get this right quick. Sirach, chapter 32 and verse 14. And it reads, whoso fears the Lord will receive his discipline, and they that seek him early shall find favor. So who is seeking the Lord early? Those are the prudent, the one that can foresee the evil, what's coming down the pipeline. And the only way you will get prepared is this wisdom, this knowledge, this understanding only come from who? Yahweh by Hashem Yahushua. Wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of the time. And also when you go to Proverbs chapter, I think 18 and 10, it said the Lord his name shall be a strong tower. We get that in a minute. I don't want to butcher, but one thing about it's time to seek the Lord early while he can be found. And one thing about we're running out of time. The doors of repentance is close. And also the Lord is getting ready to bring forth recompense and judgment. And one thing about it is, hey man, when the Lord bring it, there will be no more talking. So let's get this right quick. Let's go here to a Proverbs chapter. I don't want to butcher it. Let's go here. Proverbs chapter 18, I believe, and verse 10. Proverbs chapter 18 and verse 10. And it reads that the name of the Lord is a strong tower. The righteous run into it and is safe. So one thing about it is that, one thing about it, if you have this wisdom and knowledge, you hold it. And one thing about it, if you're a part of the elect, hey, the name of the Lord is going to be a strong tower. Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahweh Shai. And one thing about it is that, the Lord is going to deliver the elect. So we get ready to see a lot of things getting ready to come down the pipeline. A lot of death and destruction, persecution, tribulation. Also, that famine of the word is coming, and you shall be what? Hated of all nations for what? My name's sake. But one thing about it is that, hey, man, we're going to trust and believe in Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shai. One thing about it, we knowing that, a lot of us will be thrown in these prisons, these or FEMA camps, these facilities for this truth, and they deem it as what? Hate speak. But one thing about it that, hey, man, this is the truth, whether they believe it or not. And one thing about it that, hey, man, they hate him that rebukes at the gate. And also we knowing that we're in that spiritual warfare. We know that, hey, man, we seeing it happening left and right, man, that transgender power, what I'm saying? The vibration is changing, what I'm saying? The Lord is getting ready to usher in the kingdom of heaven that dwells in righteousness. So now let's go here to Matthew chapter 24. Something I want to get out of here. Matthew chapter 24. Matthew chapter 24, and I think it's around verse 9. Matthew chapter 24 and verse 9 said, then shall they deliver you up to be afflicted, and shall kill you, and ye shall be hated of all nations for my name's sake. So one thing about it that, hey, we're coming upon that time. The Lord is getting ready to try you. We're coming upon that hour of temptation. So you're getting ready to be tried as gold is tried in the fire through much tribulation. Ye shall enter the kingdom of heaven. So one thing about it, the Lord has overcome. We also shall overcome. One thing about it is that we will get to the finish line, even in death. And one thing about it, we know that a crown of life is waiting on us. Immortality, rulership, spiritual power. That's what we're longing for each and every day. We waiting on the Lord to cut all our enemies down and set up the kingdom of heaven that dwells in righteousness. And once again, so we know we're coming upon that time. Amos chapter 8. Famine of the word. Let's get that right quick before we close out. Let's go here. Amos chapter 8, because this is where we at. We are very close to this time. So we already knowing that, hey, man, it's going to be harder and harder to push this truth. We know that this time is coming, but the Lord is doing it. It's all, the Lord is what is in perfect control. So one thing about it is that, even though they putting all these things in place, these censorship, these misinformation, talking about these different policies and different things. If you say this or say that, you'll get fined or you get thrown into prison. Also, ultimately, you will be put to death. And one thing about it, because we're not ignorant of Satan's devices. Also, we know that the MOTB, it is at the door. It's speaking loud and clear. And one thing about it, all the gainsaying, all the unbelief. I don't believe this. I don't believe that. You're talking this. All this is getting ready to be a thing of the past. Jacob's trouble, what I'm saying? One that is not believed. You're getting ready to get your mind right. You're getting ready to die. We constantly warn you left and right. Amos chapter 8 and verse 11 said, behold, the days come, says the Lord power, Yahweh, by Hashem Yahweh Shai, that I will send a famine in the land, not a famine of bread, nor a thirst for water, but of hearing the words of the Lord. Verse 12, he said, for they shall wander from sea to sea, and from the north even to the east, they shall run to and fro to seek the word of the Lord and shall not find us. That's what we're telling you right now. We are very close to that time. The internet will be down, cyber type, rolling blackouts. See, all these events are constantly taking place left and right. We're seeing these things are constantly picking up, but we are very excited. The Lord is gathering the nation for what? The conquest of Zion. We're seeing that it's happening. Hey, man, that last and final battle, it's getting ready to come, getting ready to befall us, and also the Lord said, keep your eyes on what? On Israel, what? The least of the flock should draw them out. So we know that Israel and also Babylon the Great, where I feel through the Spirit that they will be hit simultaneously. And one thing about it, we already know that, hey, man, we are very close. And one thing, but once it starts, it's going to be a domino effect. And one thing about it, that's why the Lord is accelerating time. So one thing about it, so a lot of people still are not considered, still are going on with their day of life, sunshine today. But this is the quiet before the storm. The Lord is getting ready to bring it forth. And one thing about it is that as it is written, it shall come to pass. The Lord's word will not return to him void. So now let's go to our last and final script. Let's go here to Mark chapter 13. We close out here. Mark chapter 13. Quick lesson before I go to camp. today. And one thing about it is, hey, man, we got to keep pushing. We got to keep believing because we're very close, man. Man, we're very close. We're very excited. Our salvation, it is at the door, man. We're very excited. So let's go here. Mark chapter 13. We'll close out here. Mark chapter 13 and we'll start up at verse 19. We'll start up at verse 18. And it said, and pray that ye that your flight be not in the winter. So we know that this is in reference to 70 AD, but I'm using this in a modern sense. So we already knowing that, we're in the dead of winter. And everybody, could this be the possible dog winter? We're getting ready to find out. We knowing that this devil is getting ready to come down with great wrath. We're here. Verse 19 said, for in those days shall be affliction, such as was not from the beginning of the creation, which the Almighty Yahweh by Hashem Yahushua created until this time, neither shall be. Verse 20, and except that the Lord has shortened those days, no flesh should be saved, but for the elect's sake, whom he has chosen, he has shortened the days, Yahweh by Hashem Yahushua. So we're very close to that time. We knowing that the Prudent shall keep silent in this evil time that's getting ready to come upon us. The Lord's getting ready to close the mouthpiece up. And one thing about it, all the people that's constantly not believing, still love evil and hate the good, constantly scoffing and mock, constantly despising the words of Yahweh by Hashem Yahushua. It's getting ready to be a thing of the past. The Lord's getting ready to bring you very low. And one thing about it, you'll get ready to consider when Jacob's trouble start. So a lot of people getting ready to get their mind right. A lot of people get ready to be taken in a great number, unalive, great death and destruction, great sorrow, persecution. And one thing about it, we are here. It is at the door, whether you will hear or whether you will forbear. The prophets had warned you. And one thing about it, hey, all the game's about to be over. So the title of the day's lesson, once again, is Therefore the Prudent shall keep silent. So I'll give all praises and honor and glory to Yahweh by Hashem, Yahushua by Hashem, Rikakadash. I like to say, Shalom, Shalom.